24 hours ago, I took a plane from Singapore to Australia to spend a romantic weekend with my girlfriend Jess. However, when I landed, a few hours after, she broke up with me. So then, instead of flying back home immediately, I stupidly agreed to do a trek with her at Mount Warning. I know it sounds really strange, but to be honest, I kind of welcomed the opportunity to spend more time with her, and I was kind of hoping she might change her mind about the breakup. So here I am, 5 a.m., in the car, heartbroken, with Jess, waiting for the rain to stop so we could start the trek. Finally, the sun rises, and in a few hours, we make it to the summit. And yes, the view is incredible, absolutely stunning. And then we start making our way down the side of the mountain. But we notice that the sun is pretty low, and that it's getting much darker than expected. So we start running. But the path is uneven, wet, slippery. I fall twice. And despite our best efforts, we find ourselves in complete darkness. Like, we cannot see each other when we're standing 1 meter apart. We have no phones, no watch, no torch, no jacket, no water, nothing. I know. Lost in the dark depth of the Australian forest. Panic sets in. My chest tightens. I'm finding it really hard to breathe. Like, how are we going to get out, and when, and safely? And I try to pull myself together. I'm like, Sabrina, you've been doing bloody meditation for the past 15 years. Spend weeks in a Buddhist monastery. This is the time to keep your shit together. So I asked Jess, what is in this wood? And she paused and said, nothing that will really hunt us. So we agreed, staying on the spot for the next 10 hours is just far too risky. You know, in the dark with all the, lovely crawling animals and all. So option 2 is to walk. And thanks to a man we met on the way up who gave us the time, we figured out we really shouldn't be more than 30 minutes walk away from the bottom. So we also agreed to close our eyes because the moonlight was actually dangerously misleading. Jess would lead the way, carefully navigating the descent, and I would walk behind her with my hands on her hips, and my job was to sweep right with my right leg to feel the edge of the mountain going up, and sweep left with my left leg to feel the, empty space on the side of the mountain. To basically make sure that we would stay on and in the middle of the path. And so we went one tiny step at a time. And then there were the sounds in the forest in the middle of the night. Like the wind in the branches, the bats, the possum, I guess, walking. Like it just seemed so loud and just so scary. At some point we heard an animal growling. And Jess whispered, "Don't move." Lucky if I could anyway, right? I wasn't going to run. So we just froze. And I remember the first thought that came to my head was, oh my God, if we get attacked, I really hope it kills me first. Because it would be awful to hear the animal kill Jess. And I'm like, Sabrina, this is not helpful. Just go back to sweeping right and sweeping left. To be honest, we nearly gave up so many times. When we thought we were off track in the forest and just could not find the path again. And after what seemed an eternity, our car keys emit the magical beep beep lighting up the car in the distance. When we made it back to the car, it was 2 a.m. We had been walking in the dark, eyes closed, sweeping right and sweeping left for 7 hours. So the morning after, so we slept in the car, and on the morning we drove to a nearby cafe. And the owner, an elderly man, after hearing what happened to us, said, "Are you insane?" To be honest, he probably meant stupid. Like, it is really dangerous up there. Like, a man died in plain daylight, bitten by a snake. Like, you're lucky you made it back. So the celebration, well, we made it back alive, and we also noticed that we realized, well, we make a pretty good team. So 5 years later, we are engaged and starting a family. Thank you.